Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. So, The Devil Made Me Do It marks the third film in the main linear Conjuring franchise, this time directed by Michael Chavez, who previously had directed another film from the universe in The Curse of La Llorona. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is a 2021 horror film that follows the latest investigation of Ed and Lorraine Warren as they investigate a young boy who becomes possessed and passes it on to another. But as they continue to investigate this peculiar case in hopes to help him escape death row, they find out things are quite nefarious under the surface. Now, overall, I really enjoy the Conjuring universe. I would say we have half really solid films, and the others range in quality from okay to horrible. Annabelle, yes, I'm looking right at you when I say that. But I loved The Conjuring, and I really liked The Conjuring 2. I don't know why they decided to go ahead and give us a subtitle here instead of just The Conjuring 3 after The Conjuring 2, but here we are. And the subtitle makes sense with the overall theme of the film, trying to introduce the devil and possession as a viable defense in court, but it's just so long and cumbersome that, yeah, I wish they had just named it The Conjuring 3. But I was, of course, excited, though a little bit cautious because The Curse of La Llorona was not great and didn't get good reviews. So bringing that director on to now take over the main Conjuring franchise, seemed like an odd choice. And overall, I enjoyed The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I think it was a pretty solid little fun time at the movies. I think it was a solid fun time horror film, though it overstays its welcome and ultimately defines itself as the definitive weakest of the trilogy. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives of the film first. Well, the big opening is pretty intense, and this film comes out firing right at you with the type of possession, body shift horror that you're hoping for in a film in the Conjuring universe. And throughout, actually, the body morph horror aspects worked really well. They have some freaky looking stuff happen with people's bodies in the possession scenes. I also think the practical effects and the makeup on minor possessions that people go through was really strong as well. And the individual set pieces, particularly throughout the first two acts of the film, worked well for me. I thought they built up the nice little suspension, they kept our story going, and provided just enough of those creepy horror elements to keep you going throughout. And actually, I was fully on board for the first two acts of this film. We'll get to that final act in the negatives, but the film really had me hooked for the first 2/3 or so. And of course, a big part of what makes these Conjuring films work so well are the performances from Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, who are a delight yet again. Vera Farmiga is so wonderful in this role, but honestly, I think Patrick Wilson got his time to truly shine in this film. He's given some great big material to work with, and I thought he nailed it. And I don't know if other people are going to think this. I actually think overall I enjoyed this film more than a lot of others reviewing it, but the comedy worked pretty well for me. There are little sprinkles of levity with some fun placed jokes. They don't overstay their welcome. They aren't oversaturating the entire horror film. Instead, they're just added in here and there in a very conversational type of way. And I thought they were fun. Well, then, what didn't work so well when it comes to The Conjuring 3? Well, the third act completely falls apart, and in a big way, a way that almost ruins the first two strong acts in my eyes. All of that atmosphere, all of that tension we had been trying to build towards, just thrown out the window for over the top, in your face type of possession horror. And it was just a disservice. We were seeing far too much. We were getting these big, ridiculous moments that were just as likely to make you laugh unintentionally as they were to make you jump. Our characters devolve into really, really dumb people where I was just like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Stop. What are you doing? And The Conjuring has never been a horror film that has you just like bashing your head against a wall because the characters are making such stupid decisions. Usually they portray the Warrens as much more respectable, intelligent people. The editing gets super frantic and disjointed to the point where it starts to distract you as a viewer rather than enhance the chaos that is unfolding. And then this message, the whole movie holds this kind of familial love message, and it is handled in the worst way possible by the end of the film. I hated where they took that. So overall, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is certainly the weakest of the Conjuring films, though it's not the weakest within the Conjuring universe. And for the good majority of the film, I actually didn't mind it and had fun with what I was watching. And that's what makes it so unfortunate that the film does devolve into the worst aspects from films like The Nun and The Curse of La Llorona, rather than the more grounded approach from The Conjuring 2, or Annabelle Creation. But with films like The Nun and the second Conjuring even, the Conjuring universe has pretty much cemented itself as a horror blockbuster franchise. And even with that way over the top conclusion, this certainly falls in line with a blockbuster horror. So if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, I would give The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It a matinee price. You definitely don't want to pay full price for this film, but there's enough fun to be had here. That's about it. So that was my review of The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It? Or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.